Hopefully this is a nice vantage point. Excuse the music being played. Lovely. MC, which is Miss Yusuf. It's not Diana Yusuf, it's another Yusuf. The Yusuf I thought it was Diana Yusuf that I mistaken for somebody else. Yeah, I do that a lot.
Or switched off. And now, please welcome Yang Berbahagia Datuk Rashid Abdul Majid, the CEO of Pulau Banding Foundation, Tuan Haji Ahmad Khalif Tan Sri Mustafa Kamal, the Executive Director of Belum Conservation, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sheila Majid, and Yang Berbahagia Datuk Hajah Fazwina Tan Sri Mustafa Kamal, Executive Director of the MK Group. Warn her about the steps. I'm going to give a bigger round of applause than that for Sheila Majid and our special guest today. Thanks to all of the cameras. Once again, salam sejahtera and selamat datang di ucapkan. On behalf of Belum Rainforest Resort, we'd like to thank all of you for your attendance. It's a great pleasure to have all of you here as we officially launch an intimate evening with Sheila Majid at the Belum Rainforest Resort in support of forest conservation. Now, if you'd like to post on your social media, there is a hashtag Sheila Majid at Belum. Just that, so don't forget. The date is 29th of April, and Belum Rainforest Resort is going to be transformed into this intimate setting for guests to experience an exclusive performance with this fabulous backdrop of the gorgeous Belum Rainforest. It's going to be also an exclusive appearance by Sheila Majid following the launch of her new album, the first in 13 years. We are so excited, even though she looks only about 13 years old. And what's even more special about this event is that this is a partnership with Sheila, which also aims to highlight the importance of environmental conservation. And I'm sure you all know by now that there are ongoing efforts currently being undertaken by Belum Conservation to conserve the rainforest complex it calls home, which has been carbon dated to be approximately 130 million years old. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the oldest jungle in the world, right here in Malaysia. We are older than the Amazon. Okay. Of course, Amazon was covered by the Ice Age and we weren't. That's the explanation. And Sheila Majid is going to be following in the footsteps of the only other huge international star who has performed in the Malaysian rainforest, and that is none other than the late great opera star Pavarotti, who performed in Pangkalaut. So, good company for you, Sheila Majid. And now to start things off, it is my pleasure to invite Tuan Haji Ahmad Khalif Tan Sri Mustafa Kamal, the Executive Director of Belum Conservation, to present his speech.
Thank you, Yasmin. You're truly a good friend of the rainforest. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Segala puji-pujian kehadirat Allah SWT dan salam selawat kepada diri Nabi kami Nabi Muhammad SAW, keluarga dan sahabat baginda. Yang berbahagia dan diraihkan Datuk Sheila Majid and team. Yang berbahagia Datuk Rashid, CEO of Pulau Banding Foundation, the hero of the rainforest. Yang berbahagia Datuk Hajah Fazwina Tan Sri Mustafa Kamal, Executive Director of MK Group, my sister. Rakan-rakan media, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, good afternoon and thank you for being here. While I know that we're all here to talk about a very special person. Allow me some time to address two things that I would like to share with you. First and foremost, why Belum Temenggong, followed by what is Belum Conservation all about, and by the event that's happening on the 29th of April. And I love to start why Belum Temenggong usually with a quote. And the quote goes like this by Robert Swan, the late Robert Swan, a conservationist, a friend of the rainforest. And he says, "The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it." Ladies and gentlemen, Belum Temenggong, as what Yasmin mentioned just now, is 130 million years, tropical rainforest, older than the Amazon and Congo rainforest, highest biodiversity, also home to 14 endangered species, and it is 300,000 hectares of tropical rainforest. While it is one of the biggest carbon basin and also producer of oxygen, we all know in this room that we're all connected by what's happening in our climate. So the rainforest plays a very big impact on the ecosystem. And why is this important for me personally? Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that how lucky we are today, and you are lucky also, that we still have 300,000 hectares of tropical rainforest to visit. And if we don't do something about it, apart from the climate effect and all this, our children may not be as lucky as we are today or future generations. And if one day, for them to visit a rainforest, they had to go to Singapore and visit forests in the Bay, that would be a great miss for all of us in Malaysia. So that gets me out of bed in the morning to do what I do. And that leads to my second story of today is, what does Belum Conservation do? Belum Conservation is made up of 3 entities within the MK Group. First entity is Belum Rainforest Resort, the gateway to ecotourism in Belum. And this is where we'll be hosting this special event soon. Followed by Belum Management and Conservation, where they are the developer of the sustainable ecosystem. Followed by Pulau Banding Foundation, the person or the gentleman on the left of me. The role of Pulau Banding Foundation is made up of 4 main pillars, which are conservation, research, education, and rehabilitation. And the 3 entities make up Belum Conservation to protect 130 million years of tropical rainforest called Belum Temenggong, which is as big as 300,000 hectares, 4 times the size of Singapore. In the short term, we talk about awareness. And ladies and gentlemen, the Belum Conservation through the MK Group has walked the talk, and we have invested over 120 million, especially in the name of awareness. In the medium term, we talk about payment for ecosystem services, carbon trading, so that we can actually, developing countries can get some money from developed countries to stop deforestation. While the first world talk about stopping cutting trees, they were the first to cut trees. And if they tell us not to cut our trees, who are we going to say, how are we going to feed our family? So this is in the middle term, and in the long term, our vision for Belum Conservation is all about ecotourism being the main source of revenue for state or federal to ensure that we keep this pristine, God's gift to mankind, tropical rainforest intact. So we do have a short, a medium, and a long-term plan for Belum Rainforest. And this comes again to my last story of today, something that I'm proud of, and it comes with the present, about awareness and about shouting out. Dr. Sheila Majid, thank you so much for deciding to have your launch of your album after all these years in Belum Rainforest. Thank you. Dato, just to share with you, I am, for the past 11 years, a Dato Sheila Majid converted fan. And why do I say this, Dato? Is that my wife, who's not here today, is a big fan of yours.
Yes, great taste.
She does. She also married me. But ladies and gentlemen, over the past 10 years, I can tell you that not 1 year have I missed her concert. Thank you to my wife. But what I love during this concert is actually not just Dato performing, but seeing her husband smile and having that passion after 10 years still doing the things that you guys do. So you guys are a role model for me and my wife.
Oh, thank you.
So ladies and gentlemen, Yasmin, I hope that you also come and visit us in Belum and see what is this 130 million years of tropical rainforest. So ladies and gentlemen, this offer doesn't just stop at Dato, Sheila and Yasmin. All of you here, please, this is a Malaysian treasure and something that, a khazanah that all of us can play a part to make a difference. Belum Rainforest has been around for some time. Hopefully it can be around for many more generations. The Belum conservation is a positive platform for awareness and hopefully we can make a change. With Dato Sheila have launching this intimate night in Belum Rainforest, we hope that this will start a chain reaction of people wanting to know more and making a difference for something that is truly close to the heart of Belum conservation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for being here. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Janaki. Thank you for the passion, and I hope that this passion can travel throughout to especially our younger generations. And it's so true, exactly what he said. Who, you know, the saying, the quote, right? That you should, it's not to leave somebody else to do it. That's really the truth. So now, we'd like to share a little bit of this magical world with you. We have a video that has been especially prepared for this occasion. Treasure to treasure, and you can see why. You know, it's things like this that make me personally proud to be Malaysian, because any country can have a tower or two, but very few can have this, right? So we should be very proud that we have this to hold and to cherish. So now I think it's time to meet the star herself. Please welcome Dr. Sheila Majid.
Thank you, Yasmin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Apa khabar semua? Can I have a bit more enthusiasm? Apa khabar semua? Hari baru lupa makan, ngantuk. Okay. Assalamualaikum, Tuan Haji Ahmad Khalif, Tan Sri Mustafa Kamal, Executive Director Belum Conservation, Yang berbahagia Datuk Rashid Abdul Majid, Chief Executive Officer Pulau Banding Foundation, Yang berbahagia Datuk Haja Fazrina Tan Sri Mustafa Kamal, Executive Director of MK Group, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a good afternoon to all of you. Firstly, I would like to say what a privilege and honor it is to collaborate with the MK Group, particularly with Belum Rainforest Resort and the Pulau Banding Foundation for a noble cause. It really is heartening to see so many entities come together towards the conservation of our natural resources, and I thank all of you for supporting this cause by being here. Truly, environmental conservation is something that I hold quite dear. What we do today creates ripple effects to make a difference tomorrow. This is important, especially at a time right now when the world stands at a climate crossroad. It is a powerful and humbling to know that our actions today will decide what tomorrow will look like for generations to come. It is therefore our responsibility as citizens of this beautiful planet we call home to ensure the impact we create today for our future generations is a positive one. One that will help preserve and protect Mother Nature and planet Earth for our children and their children. This is why it did not take long for me to agree to this really exciting initiative at Belum. I think Belum Rainforest Resort and its surroundings are really beautiful, and it provides such a stunning backdrop for my showcase on 29th April. I find it really amazing that we have such wonderful natural resources right here in our own background, Malaysia, like the Belum Temenggoran Rainforest, just teeming with diversity that you've just seen there. Right? It really is such a beautiful thing, and one reason I am proud to call Malaysia home. I have traveled extensively around the world throughout my career, but I always look forward to returning and truly believe that there is no place like my home. I hope more Malaysians realize the natural heritage we share and the importance of looking after this. And through this initiative, it is my hope that the message resonates in the hearts of all Malaysians. That being said, I truly look forward to meeting my fans on the 29th of April at Belum Rainforest Resort. Honestly, I cannot begin to describe how excited I am and what a beautiful evening it is going to be. So once again, I thank the MK Group, Belum Rainforest Resort and Pulau Banding Foundation for this opportunity to work together. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Sheila. Well, if the artist herself is so excited, how can we not be even more excited? I'm just imagining, because you imagine the size of that backdrop, you know, and the stars, and oh, it's going to be fabulous. And please sing Antaranya dan Jakarta. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the moment we've all been waiting for, the official launch of an intimate evening with Sheila Majid at the Belum Rainforest Resort. Our ceremony is a little special. Can we have the painting, please? And we'd like to invite our 4 panelists to come forward. They're going to show us their thumbs, their green thumbs. So we'd like to have the paint, and we're going to start with Dada Sheila Majid, just to put your thumbprint on the painting. which of course means it's the leaves for the tree, right? Next, we invite Tuan Haji Ahmad Halil. And then let's have another Haji Fazlina. And Abdul Rashid, last but not least. And we're going to ask them to show you their green thumbs for the photograph. There you are, ladies and gentlemen. Green thumbs for conservation, for forests, and for growing things. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the official launch of an intimate evening with Sheila Majid live at Belum Rainforest Resort. Okay, and now can we have the tissues, please? I'd like to invite our panelists back to their seats. So members of the media, once again, thank you very much for coming to share this event with us. So we are going to begin the question and answer session. We'd just like you to raise your hand and of course introduce yourself, tell us who you represent. And there is a microphone floating around somewhere. Where is the microphone? So, if everyone at the table is ready, let's have the first question.
Hello, good evening. Yeah. I'm Gerryko from YouTube. Is there a special discount for the media?
You want a special discount for the media to attend this?
For attending your concert.
My concert, where? Here?
No, in the Belum Forest, right?
The Belum concert?
In the Belum concert.
Yeah. Is there?
It's a fundraising, right? So basically, I don't think there's any discount. It's for conservation of the of the place. Yeah, yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I understand.
Good, you said the right thing.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Hai, Shukin daripada Utusan Malaysia. Hai.
Okay, we're going to change the microphone.
Yeah.
Tak ada. Thank you. Saya masih lagi belum dapat gambaran sebenarnya tentang konsert ini bagaimana dan di mana sebenarnya memang di Tasik Banding lah kan. Okey, dan sebenarnya siapa target sasarannya sebab jauh daripada Kuala Lumpur tu semua. Dan gambaran keseluruhan tentang konsert ni, sebenarnya saya katakan konsert tadi.
Actually, ini bukan dinamakan konsert. Yeah? This is something that we all need to learn. There is a difference between a dinner show, a showcase, a concert. This is going to be an intimate evening for I think about 100 people. 100 people, because Belum Resort has only about 40 villas. Yes, so basically it's more of a fundraising to create the awareness about the importance of being one with nature. And okay, let me put it this way. The reason how I came about to do this is because last year I took my children for the school holidays around the Belum Banding area, which was Taiping, yeah? And there were many things that I found out that I never even knew. Besides, I mean, Belum being the oldest rainforest in the world, even older than the Amazon, is 130 million years. Do you realize that the mangrove of Sepetang is actually the Datuk Nenek of all the mangroves of the world? We never knew that, anyway. Because you know why there's a lot of foreigners that go down to that area, the botanists, the researchers, because they found out that when their mangroves in their country, there's only 10 species, whereas we have 85 in that Belum area itself. And when they did the research and they actually checked to see every arrow was pointing to Perak. And that is when they found out that the pioneer of the seeds of this mangrove flowed from us to those factories all over the world. Did we know that? Now we know, right? It's amazing. And I found out the mangrove, the branch, you know, we have a charcoal factory, and our charcoal is of the highest quality, that it is only made into charcoal tablets to be consumed, not for barbecue. Barbecue charcoal comes from everywhere else. So this is something that we are not aware of, and we must be proud of our heritage. And also, I think what they're doing is great. Yes, we are a developing country. We want to build our infrastructure, but we must not compromise on what we already have. If you have a 100-over-year-old tree growing, build around it, not cut it down, because that takes hundreds of years to grow, and it's so beautiful. But we are so into material things, wood made into furniture, wood made into this, because we want to look good and live well. We forgot the fundamental thing. That tree gives us oxygen. And we need oxygen in our lives. This is for future generation. We don't want to live around surrounded by just furniture. It's not going to bring any good to us. Correct? So this is something that we need to teach our younger generation. You know, I must say I'm also guilty. When I brought my children out to nature, they saw a cow and they went, kuda, kuda, kuda. Yes. And I said, what kuda? Where? Across the road. I said, oh my God, to lembu. Oh, lembu, lembu, lembu. You know, because they only see it in the books, because we are city kids. And we're so absorbed by all that. Nampak ayam pun dalam buku. Nampak ayam berlari, excited macam gila, macam dapat naga. You know, so we need to take a step back and know what is really important for us. Is it really all these material things that we are so sibuk about? Or what we have already been given, and that is something we need to preserve and protect for future generation and for our health. You know, I heard there was, I'm so sorry, I'm taking over this, I'm so excited. Because I'm really excited over what I found. You know, like poachers, people yang pergi cut logs illegally and all that. What they sometimes do to them is send them into the forest, sit in there for a few days, and there's an exercise that they do where they hug the tree. And when you hug the tree and have your heart close to this is God's gift. God made this. This is another, orang kata, makhluk Allah, the tree, right? And when they put their heart close to the tree, the longer they hug the tree, they felt so much better with themselves. Because indirectly, they're breathing oxygen and giving carbon out to the tree. And you have all this amount of oxygen around you that makes you feel much clearer and much better about your, you know, with your well-being. And they come out from there loving the forest even more, and they do 180 degrees from being poachers. They become protectors. But what are we doing? We, ourselves, are we teaching our children that to value what we already have instead of chasing what we don't have? We are chasing things, material things, not lagi. Tapi apa yang kita ada, kita lupa. This is one of the gold mines of our country. And therefore, if it is gone, it will be gone, because it takes hundreds of years to grow. We need to make people aware that you want to live well, you must be one with nature. That's why I feel really strongly about this, and I really want to educate people, especially the younger generations. I think the schools need to do trips out there. Take the children, then you know, then you see, then they will just appreciate it. Do you know that we have 3 types of fireflies? And how you can tell is by the way they click. We don't, right? What is it that we know? Yeah, so this is education. It's something that we should take your children there. Forget about going overseas. Our money is so bad already. Cuti Malaysia is the way to go, and check these places out. You'll be surprised. There's so many things we don't know about our own country. Thank you.
Sorry. You know, Shaheila also asked about the actual performance of the show. Would you like to describe that?
Yes, of course I'm going to have all my staples. You know, you're going to hear Sinaran. You know, if I don't sing that, they probably throw a shoe at me. Yeah, I won't be able to leave Belum until I sing Sinaran, I'm sure. So, but of course, you know, because I have just launched my new album a week before that, I would also be singing some of my new songs. Yeah.
And your musicians?
My musicians will be obviously artists who will be leading the band, you know, and yeah, my normal musicians. I think we're going to have a four-piece, yeah, with backing vocals as well, yeah. So altogether about five-piece plus me, there's 6 of us. It's going to be fun, I am sure, yeah.
Question?
Yeah. So who is this show? It's a showcase, right?
It's a showcase.
Yeah. So how many, do you think that's enough to cater for 100 people?
The showcase?
I think it's enough. Is it just for one night?
It's for one night.
Yeah, but
actually, most of it is not so. It's not. I mean, basically, it's a fundraising, right? Of course, whatever that we can collect will be great. The proceeds will go to the conservation. But it's more to create that awareness regarding nature.
And who is it really targeted for? Is it for your fans or is it more
Everybody.
for others?
But I'm sure with 100 packs, it's going to be more my fans that are going to be going.
And do you think that's enough to amplify your message for this?
I think the amplifying the message is you guys. Correct? Yeah, that is why I'm here telling you about it. I mean, I'm not going to be talking like this on stage.
I want to make a resident show there.
A resident show there? Of course, we can always do that in future, but we need to try out first, right? Yeah. But you see, okay, I understand some people say they want to go, but they look at the package and they say it's expensive. But remember, this is a fundraising, and you'll be spending the whole weekend with me. In fact, actually, there's also a plan for us, whoever that goes for the show, to join me to go visit the Orang Asli and the conservation site. So you'll have 3 days with me. Yeah, so that's the money pay lah for watching the show and hanging out with me. Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah. Oh, you tak dapat dia punya artikel it will be given out.
It's on the website, yeah, it's definitely on the website, so everybody, and they have a Facebook page as well, which is Belum Rainforest. The website is www.belumrainforestresort.com.
Yeah, I think they have all that in there, and all the details.
That's where the tickets are available exclusively from the website.
Dah nak ke habis dah.
Roughly dalam sekarang lah, package berapa ya?
Now roughly, do I have? Ada tak? It's in. I actually have it on my phone.
Sorry about that.
I have it in my phone and we can go through that.
While we wait for this prize, just to add to thank you, Dato', for bringing clarity and actually focus on what is the most important matter. Belum Rainforest or Belum Temenggong is actually developed as an inclusive development, where it is actually a khazanah for everyone, especially for Malaysian. However, currently the development stage is still in its infancy, and we only currently have a carrying capacity of about 120 rooms. So in the future, if this is a success and the things that you've mentioned, hopefully our new Belum Temenggong ambassador should come back to take on the challenge of making this the premier event one day. So that is something that we hope and we aspire to do, inshallah.
We love it to do a music festival.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah, and as for those who are inquiring about the tickets, it's actually the packages for rooms, yeah? 2 days, 1 night. Starting price would be 3,100, and 3 days, 2 nights starting 3,800. So if you go onto our website, it will explain the room type and the packages. Yeah?
No, it's not.
We just launched it today. Yes.
But I think it's going fast. Yeah, because before we actually announced if we are here today, people are already blasting it in the. It's gone viral. So I really don't know how many more left. Yes, yes. We're starting out with 100 first. We see how people behave in the rainforest. Yeah. You know, we don't want to have plastic bags all over the place. I mean, these are educating them on taking care of the environment.
And the price of that package includes all the F&B, the food and drink, because I don't think there's any mama store or anything like that, right? And the ticket for your show as well, so it's all included in that as well.
Come on, leave all your handphones behind and let's go back to nature. I'm sure it'll be fun. Yeah. Kan? Ini tak ada handphone, setengah jam pun sudah, wah, macam, you know, go Turkey. Put it away and let's enjoy the real world. I have lots of stories to tell, okay? Spend 3 days with me. No.
Any more questions? I think we, sorry.
No, she was, the reporter was saying, yeah, now they know how much I can talk.
One more question.
For now, let me think. Not really. Do we have any environmental? I mean, basically, I think it's subjective. You know, like for example, if I sing a love song, it doesn't have to be boy girl. It can be my love to my children, love to God. You know, so yes. So basically, if you listen to my songs, you can always put it in different contexts of love. So it can be love for environment.
One last question.
The showcase will be how long?
I'm looking at 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah. InsyaAllah, but you know me, sometimes you just suka longer. Macam banyak cece.
So that's it. Yes, that's it. So that's the official launch of an intimate evening with Sheila Majid live in the Belum Rainforest Resort and the end of our press conference. We'd like to say a big thank you to our panelists. And as we said before, you can check out the website, belumrainforestresort.com, or Facebook, which is fb.com/Belum Rainforest. So for the members of the media, if you'd like to interview our spokesman, you can, the team from Go Communication, put up your hands. Yeah, yeah. You want to organize some interviews, so they will arrange a session for you. And the official hashtag, once again, hashtag Sheila Majid at Belum. Now, very important, free parking for everybody here today. So, all you have to do is take your parking ticket to the registration and they will exchange it for a prepaid parking ticket. Okay? So we'd like to say thank you once again to our panel. Thank you so much to Shaheila.
I'm going to selfie. She's going away already.
And we'd like to invite our members of the media for some refreshments and look forward to welcoming you to the Belum Rainforest Resort, yes, on the 29th of April. We'll see you there.
Members of the media, we'll meet back at the refreshments area. If you guys need to interview any of our spokespersons, whether it's Wandia Makalik or Sheila Majid, please let us know and we can arrange for you. Okay? Thank you.
Kau Nepal.